This is Ross-shire, and this is Sutherland. Sutherland folk reckon their county is the nicest, but we know better. This friendly argument has been going on for centuries, and to discuss this and other weighty matters, debating chambers have been built all over the Highlands. Other topics are, what's the price of poached salmon, and when does the gamekeeper get back from his holidays? But all this beautiful scenery doesn't put shoes on the kids or porridge on the table. Amongst other things, we recondition Alco axles for motorhomes and trailers. You may think we're a bit remote, but Leslie Ann from Caledonian Logistics will pick up an axle in Cornwall and deliver it to us the next day. For such a brilliant service, they are not hard to pay. Upon arrival, the axles are stripped and cleaned. We do not check the condition of the bushes. Everyone is removed and disposed of. Even if they were still on size, they can have grit trapped in the surface which could damage the pin. With the bushes removed and the inside steam cleaned, the axle parts are sent for shot blasting and priming. New bushes are pressed in. We machine an annular groove inside the bush to enable the grease to get around the shaft and do its job properly. The original greasing system is very poor. There is one grease nipple between two bushes. Apart from one on the outside, there are no seals to contain the grease, so it goes anywhere but where it needs to. Without proper greasing, the pins and bushes wear and the trailing arm is allowed to shugle, that's an old Scots word, in a new plane and the spring steel torsion bar breaks. Every torsion bar we have seen has broken because of worn bushes. The trailing arm. These trailing arms are 1.25mm worn, coupled with 1.5 wear in the bushes. That's 2.75mm shugle. The mystery is not why it broke, but how it lasted so long. These pins have to be brought back to standard size. We are going to arc spray them with a chrome steel, but first we have to remove the worn surface. Having prepared the surface, we spray on the nickel bond coat. This process is an undiscovered treasure in our engineering world. Plant managers and others prefer to buy new parts instead of having an excellent repair done for much less cost. This is a 2-wire system, so we are using a chrome steel and a mild steel wire. Combined, they give us a tough surface which can only be machined using tungsten carbide tools. For the metal spraying, we have to thank Ross-shire Engineering in Muirvord. Alan Dallas, the boss, kindly let us film the process. Thanks too to Keith Bissett, the workshop manager, and young Ross Duncan, who made such a good job of putting the metal on. The axle casing is drilled and tapped to take either grease nipples for those who like crawling under their vehicle, or for a remote grease system, for those who prefer to do it standing up while wearing their best kilt. The pins and bushes in an Alco axle are identical to those in a digger bucket. The only difference is that the daily shot of grease which each bush in the bucket gets actually hits the mark. The annual shot of grease that the Alco axle gets does not. The fittings are screwed in and the pipe is supplied in coil for the garage to fit once the axles are in place. A plate is machined to carry nipples for 2 axles and a drilling jig is supplied to make fitting easy. This mock-up shows you just how easy. We believe these axles should be greased every 1,000 miles. 1 shot of grease per nipple is sufficient. Our bushes have rows of dimples to retain the grease, but it will still rapidly disappear without seals to retain it. After spraying, the pins are machined and polished before being fitted to the new bushes. After a final coat of 2-pack epoxy paint, the axles are ready to send back to the customer. We try to package them so they will sustain no damage, even if the parachute does not open. Our local transport company are one link in the pallet system, which covers the UK very speedily. Our axles will be there tomorrow. We can offer to recondition your axle, you can see the standards we set, or we can send you the parts to enable you to repair your own.